Welcome to America Reads Fun Learning Activities. We are college students who create learning activities for kids. Our fun activities are focused on reading, writing, and math. Thank you so much for joining us to learn today. Today's topic is solving two-step word problems. Two-step word problems involve two-step equations. This means that the word problem leads us to write an equation that we can solve in 2 steps. In two-step equations, we are solving for variables. Variables are letters put in an equation to represent unknown numbers. We solve two-step problems by identifying what we know and what we don't know, and then we write that into an equation. We use the order of operations and/or the inverse operations to solve these equations. The order of operations, or PEMDAS, tells us what operation we should do first. In our equations, we will only be using addition and subtraction. We do these working from right to left. Sometimes this solves our equation with no extra work. If it does not solve our equation, we need to use inverse operations. This is when we add or subtract the same number on both sides of the equation. With that background, let's look at some word problems. Our first word problem is this. There are 50 plants in Chase's garden. 15 were tomatoes, 30 were zucchini. How many are eggplants? First, let's look at what we know. We know that the number after the equal sign will be 50, and we know that we need to add the numbers of all the different kinds of plants to get 50. So, we will write 15 plus 30 plus e equals 50. That's our equation. We write e as a variable to represent the number of eggplants. To solve our equation, we start with the order of operations. We add 15 and 30 to get 45. Our equation now says 45 plus e equals 50. Now we use the commutative property to switch around 45 and e to get e plus 45 equals 50. We now need to do the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. We subtract 45 from both sides of the equation. This means our equation is now e equals 5. This tells us that there are 5 eggplants in Chase's garden. To check our answer, all we need to do is add 30 plus 15 and plus 5. This does in fact equal 50. Our second word problem is this. 40 ducks were in the lake. 7 joined the ones in the water. 12 left to eat bread. How many ducks were left in the lake? First, let's see what we know. Since the question is asking how many are left, we know that the variable is on the right side of the equation. On the other side is all the addition and subtraction of ducks that the problem mentions. This makes our equation look like 40 plus 7 minus 12 equals d. The d represents the number of ducks left in the lake. To solve this, all we need to do is the order of operations. First, we do 40 plus 7. This makes our equation 47 minus 12 equals d. Then we subtract 12 from 47. This makes our equation 35 equals d. The number of ducks left in the lake is 35. To check this, we can work through it reasonably. The difference between 12 and 7 is 5, and 40 minus 5 is 35. Our third word problem is this. DB went to the aquarium. She saw 23 animals. 5 were stingrays, 7 were dolphins. How many animals were starfish? To solve this, we need to identify what we know. And what we know is that 23 is on the right side of the equation because in total, DB saw 23 animals. Our full equation looks like 5 plus 7 plus s equals 23. S represents the number of starfish DB saw. To solve for the variable, we need to first use the order of operations. We add 5 and 7. Our equation looks like 12 plus s equals 23. Now, we switch around the equation with the commutative property. Our equation looks like s plus 12 equals 23. Now, we can do the inverse operation. We subtract 12 from both sides of the equation. Our equation now looks like s equals 11. This means DB saw 11 starfish. We check our answer by adding 11 and 5 and 7. This does in fact equal 23. Our fourth word problem is this. Maddie made 16 vanilla cupcakes on Sunday. He then made 14 chocolate cupcakes on Monday. There were 26 cupcakes left on Tuesday. How many cupcakes did Maddie's friend Kelly eat? First, we write what we know. 26 is on the right side of the equation because that is how many is left after all of the addition and subtraction. Our full equation is 16 plus 14 minus c equals 26. C represents the number of cupcakes eaten. We can solve this by adding 16 and 14. Our equation looks like 30 minus c equals 26. We then add c on both sides of the equation, so our equation looks like 30 equals c plus 26. Then we subtract 26 from both sides. This means our equation now looks like 4 equals c. This means that 4 cupcakes were eaten. To check this, we add 16 and 14. Then we check that whatever that is minus 4 equals 26. It is, and that means we were correct. In conclusion, we can use the order of operations and inverse operations to solve for the variables in two-step equations. To get more practice, why don't you try this one on your own? Greg wanted to give Robbie flowers. He put 16 flowers in a vase. 5 were roses, 6 were daffodils. How many flowers were carnations? And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for learning with me today. I hope you come back and learn some more. Please comment if you have any questions, like and subscribe to our channel, and I will be back soon with more videos.